Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 2 in this lecture, Introduction to ICT and ELT, and this is the member of our group. The first one is Aisyah Wardani Zain, the second is Alia Husna Arsi, and the third is me, Dedi Darmawan, and the fourth is Nur Islah Nandini, and the fifth is Zakiratul Munawara. Our topic is um, we are going to presentate about the topic is improving student reading comprehension. And the lecture of this study is Professor Dr. Nurdinani. Well, we move to the first material by Alia Husna Arsi. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Improving student reading comprehension. Many students struggle to try to pinpoint key ideas from detail, and other students have difficulty understanding what the purpose of a paragraph or chapter in the book is. Helping students improve their reading comprehension can be the key to educational success or failure. Good reading comprehension strategies need to be applied by educators, not only for low-level readers, but for all readers. Reading comprehension is now considered an interactive, strategic, and adaptable process for every reader. Reading comprehension is a learning process that takes a long time. Therefore, reading comprehension requires practice. Next. Here are some effective tips and strategies that teachers can share with students to improve their understanding of the text. This is a strategy for all students. If students have dyslexia or other special learning requirements, they might need additional strategies. Next. They are the first, generate questions. The second, read aloud and monitor. The third, promote cooperative talks. The fourth, attention to text structure. The five, take notes or annotate text. Next. The six, use context hints. The seven, use graphic organizers. The eight, practice PQ4R. The nine, summarizing. And the last one, or the 10, monitor understanding. Next. The first explanation, generate questions. A good strategy for teaching all readers is to pause and ask questions. It can help them focus on the main idea and increase student engagement with the material. Thank you.
That's such a nice presentation from Alia, and we move to the next part. Will present by Aisyah Wardani Zain. Times is yours.
2. Read aloud and monitor. By reading aloud, teacher can model good reading behavior. Reading aloud to students should also include stop to check understanding. Discussion after reading aloud can support conversation in class that helps students make critical connection. 3. Promote cooperative talks. Asking students to stop periodically to turn around and speak to discuss what they have just read can reveal any problems with comparison. Listening to students can inform instruction and help teachers reinforce what is being taught. 4. Attention to text structure. Paying attention to the structure of the text can help them get the general idea of what they will learn as they read the chapter. The same attention to text structure can be applied in reading literary works that use story structure. Students can use elements in the structure of the story, such as settings, characters, plot, and etc., as a means to help them recall the content of the story. Thank you.
Well, nice explanation from Aisyah Wardani Zain. We move to the next part, part 5 until 7 by Zakira Munawara. Time's yours.
Okay, thanks for the time. 5. take notes, or annotate text. Students must read with paper and pen in hand in order to record what they predict or understand. They can write down questions, a vocabulary list of all the words highlight with foreign terms they need to define. Taking notes also help in preparing students for further discussion in class. In, in text annotations, written in margins or highlight are another powerful way to note understanding. 6. Use context hints. Students need to use the clues given by the author in a text. Students may need to look at context clues, i.e. words or phrases directly before or afterward. They may know context clues can be the first, roots and affixes is origins of the word. Second, contrast is recognize how a word is compared or contrast with another word in sentence. The third, logic is consider the rest of the sentence to understand an unknown word. Four, definition is the explanation given that follow the word. Five, example and or illustration is literal or visual representation of the word. The last is grammar is determine how words function in a sentence to better understand their meaning. 7. Use graphic organizer. Some students find that graphic organizers such as the web and concept maps can greatly improve reading comprehension. This allows students to identify areas of focus and main ideas in a passage, giving students the opportunity to produce a presentation of the material is part of the reading comprehension process. Thank you.
Thank you, Zakira. We move to the next part is part 8 until 10 by Nur Islah Nanda Astarini. Time's yours.
Okay, thank you. Practice PQ4R. 1. Preview. Students scan the material to get an overview. 2. Questions. Mean that students have to ask themselves questions as they read. 3. The 4 R's have students read the materials, reflect on what they have just read, recite the main point to help study better, and they then go back to the material and see if you can answer the question asked earlier. Next. 9. Summarizing. As they read, students should be encouraged to stop reading periodically and summarize what they have just read. In making summarize, students must integrate the most important, ideal, and general from the informational text. They need to distill important ideas from important or irrelevant elements. Next. 10. Monitor understanding. Students need to know how fluently and accurately they are reading the text, but they also need to know how they can determine their own understanding of the material. They must decide which strategies are most helpful in making meaning and put the strategies into practice, adjusting the strategies as necessary, and as teacher, we need to monitor the extent of their understanding of their reading. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nur Islah. The author, can you please move to the first slide? Okay, so I, as a moderator of this group, conclude that our topic is improving student reading comprehension, and there are 10 subtopics of this, or there are 10 submaterial of this topic. The author, can you please next to slide number 3, maybe? Yeah. The first one is generate questions. The second is read aloud and monitor. The third is promote cooperative talks. The fourth is attention to text structure. The five is take notes or annotate text. And the sixth is use context hints. Seven is use graphic organizers. And the eight is practice PQ4R. The nine is summarizing, and the last one is monitor understanding. And this is so important to us to look out and learn to improve our skills in ICT in ELT. Thank you. We are from group 2. I'm sorry that if there are any mistake. And thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, well, my students. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, good morning, my students. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
I'm good,
Feeling
sir.
good.
Okay, in this course, last week, I give you a homework to find an article, and you must to understand what the title or the topic of your article is about. So I will call you one by one. First, I will mention Zakiratul Munawara. Okay, Zakiratul, are you ready to explain what the title of your article and what you understand from your article?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Zakira.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
please.
thanks, sir. The article that I have read, the title is Indonesian State Universities Welcome for Foreigners as Permanent Lecturer. I think this article, in this article, Indonesian State University are welcoming the latest policy of President Joko Widodo's administration, allowing foreign academics to serve as permanent lecturers in countries' universities. The new policy is the latest move by Jokowi to implement a sturdy foreign academic culture in Indonesia's higher education system after announcing in February that foreign universities will be allowed to operate in Indonesia. That's sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Zakira. That's nice article. So the second I will choose wait there. Okay, Isla. Are you ready, Isla?
Yes, I'm ready, sir.
Okay, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. I read an article about Indonesia exam too hard, students want to die. This article, I think, following the reason for the national examination for high school students, the Education and Cultural Ministry of official Instagram account was flooded with complaints of being too hard. This is year's exam questions, according to Education and Cultural Minister Muhajirin Effendi, were formulated according to an internationally approved education reform concept, namely the high order thinking skill. That's all. Thank you.
Nice article. It's very interesting. So you must to understand what the article that you pick, and then next I will call Alia Husna Arsi. Are you there, Alia?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Are
sir.
you with us?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So please.
I have already read an article about education. The title is Indonesia's second least literate among 61 nations. And what can I understand, or what can I conclude from the article is Indonesia is the second least literate nation in the world in a list of 61 miserable countries, besting only Botswana, according to research by Central Connecticut State University in the United States. The study looked at literacy and literate behavior in 200 countries, but only 61 countries made the list because the rest lacked relevant statistics. That's all that I understand, sir.
You have a good explanation about your article, and I'm sure that you understand about your topic or your article with the statistics that you explained. Okay, nice. The last one. Okay, Aisyah Wardani Zain, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Aisyah? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so please go on.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the chance. I have read an article about Indonesia's struggle to improve quality of education. Efforts to expand access to education have resulted in a significant increase in Indonesia's gross school enrollment rates between 1972 and 2015. But this alone is not enough. Other challenges include instilling teacher reform and collaboration with regional government. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Okay. You must to understand about your article. Okay, my
Yes,
students.
sir.
After this class, please submit your article that you have been read and understand before, and you must to submit it in LMS Sham. Okay. And the deadline is tonight. Okay.
Yes,
Understand?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, thank you, my students. I think it's enough for our meeting today. I say thank you and keep healthy for our class. Uh, Inshallah, tomorrow there's offline class for our program study. Well, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
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 You're welcome.